up, going live in the car. What? In the automobile? Yes, in the car, in the whip. Wait for a little bit more people to come in before I start about this video or live stream about serial daters and dating addiction. Okay. So, you know, we obviously see this whole thing with social media and all of these kind of lover of women. What's up? What's up, big dog? We see with this whole social media and Instagram, TikTok, dating apps, all of this good stuff. We see the trend of serial daters, or people that just date one person after another. And really, dating is another word for just messing around, just multiple flings, because dating kind of implies, or did imply, that you know two people trying to get to know each other, trying to build on something a little more. But really, what dating is nowadays is really code word for effing. Okay. It's really a code word for freaking off. Freak offs, not the Diddy kind. Or maybe so. Hey, nowadays, I don't know. Maybe so, but that's besides the point. So yeah, it's serial dating is a thing. And you know, it's nothing new in a sense, but it kind of is. There's always been people through the span of time that jump from quote unquote relationship to relationship, or have quote unquote flings and stuff like that. But like I said, with the whole social media microwave era, everything is very quick, everything is very fleeting. You know, all people meet each other, they might screw around one or two times, and then bam, it's on to the next person. It's on to the next person. And to be honest with you, there's you could kind of say there's like a deeper meaning to it, or a deeper issue than just people serial dating, because it's normalized. It's, if you live in a Western world, if you live in America, or hell, even a whole bunch of other countries, I see this kind of westernized ideology being implemented in there. It's a lot of other countries are starting to do this too. So I would say America, but it's kind of like westernized culture. It's normal. It's nothing for a chick. And this is a men's channel, so I'm gonna be talking about that. It's nothing for chicks to have a constant line of dudes they're dating, right? It's nothing uh it's nothing for people to, both men and women, but like I say, it's a men's channel. It's nothing for a chick to just have men one after another and then call it dating. But really, like I said, it's really not dating. It's really more of a fling type of deal. It really should be called fling. People shouldn't really calling it dating. A lot of these chicks should really be saying flings. Okay. They really should be calling it flings, but dating sounds a little more polished, because if you're saying what it really is, it might come off a little brash, or it might come off, or people might judge the chick, right? If she's like, yeah, I'm effing with this guy, and then the next month she talking about effing somebody else, well, it's more polished, it's more cleaner for her to be like, yeah, I'm dating this guy. Next month, oh, I'm dating this guy. And that's really cool. Like I said, it's really code word for I'm just effing. I'm effing this person, and I'm effing that person. And you got to ask yourself, men and women, like, what's the end game to this, or what's kind of the deeper issue about this serial dating and constant changing of people. What's the deeper issue? And the deeper issue, to be honest, is, hey, believe it or not, it's a need for validation. Straight up. Straight up and down. I would say one of the main reasons is the need for validation because, think about it. As I take a sip of my amino energy, not sponsored by them. But if you think about it like this. Whenever you're turning on Instagram or whenever you turn on TikTok and stuff, you see everything is hypersexual. Okay, everything is hyper sexual. You know, you see all of these chicks half naked, right? Got lipstick. And then on the chick side, she's seeing all of these guys, uh, dudes who are buff and, look like they got a poppin' nightlife and all of that good stuff. So subconsciously, it's like FOMO, fear of missing out, right? You guys ever heard of FOMO? That fear of missing out. It's like, dang, if I'm not out here dating all of these people, then I'm missing out. And I must not be worth that much because, people kind of tie their self-worth around external validation, right? People kind of tie their self-worth on external validation, which is normal, which is normal. It's human. And unfortunately, humans, the only way that you exist, and this is a paradox. This sounds crazy. Only way that you exist is if other people know you exist, right? But with that being said, it's like a hyper need for people to get that validation, that FOMO. If I'm not hanging out and partying with all these people, because that's what you see on IG, or that's what you see on TikTok or Snapchat, whatever your poison is. And that subconsciously creates like this, oh man, if I'm not out here smashing, and even for chicks, man, believe it or not, fellas, you know how men think that if you ain't getting no kitty, that you're a loser. Believe it or not, a lot of these chicks think that way too. Now, like if I'm not getting D, I'm a loser. Like that's not that's more of a man thing. But a lot of these chicks think like that. They're like, oh, if all of these guys aren't admiring me and I'm not like my favorite IG person, or I'm not like my favorite TikToker or Snapchatter, then I must not be worth too much. And so that kind of creates this thing where a lot of people serial date to kind of fill up this hole that could never be filled up. No pun intended, right? No pun intended. A lot of these chicks are trying to fill a hole that can't be filled. No pun intended. So yeah, it's kind of a deeper, it's like a deeper issue than just the surface level. Oh yeah, see, I'm dating this person and I'm dating that person and all of this stuff. Because what social media does, and people on social media do, is they broadcast their best selves. They're only gonna broadcast when they're having fun. They're only gonna broadcast when they're going out. Who in the hell is gonna broadcast themselves crying or feeling lonely and feeling empty? No, they're not gonna broadcast that. They're gonna broadcast themselves partying and going out with people and having sexual flings and stuff like that. That's what most people are gonna broadcast. That's what they're gonna show. You feel me? That's what they're gonna show. And I think you guys could relate too. A lot of you guys could relate too. Of course, it's human that I've done it. You guys have probably done it where you constantly, or not constantly, I don't get on social media like that anymore because, I know it's just a facade. I'm cognizant of that, but a lot of people aren't. But of course, you're not going to show the times where you're depressed, or the times where you sitting lonely and shit. You're gonna show the times where you're out and partying, and if you have a chick, you're gonna take like a quick little glance at her and stuff like that, just to make yourself seem like you're having a time of your life. So that's the thing with the whole validation. Now, this validation not only comes with attention, but it also comes with sex too, right? Sorry, YouTube, I said the S word. But it also comes with sexual relationships. And a lot of people, it's getting to the point where a lot of people kind of need to fill that void that they have by constantly getting more and more partners, constantly recycling partners. I mean, we all been there. We've all been there, and everything is real liberal. So who's to say that you can't do it? Because you can do it. You can do it. It's something that you can do. And it seems like marriage and these type of institutions are kind of fading out. Not completely, of course, because there's still plenty of people that are married. I meet them every single day, but it's not as strong as it used to be. These institutions are kind of fading out, and what's replacing it is that fast, cheap thrill. The fast dopamine hits, the fast dating, the fast encounters, the fast sexual interactions. People just effing each other and just moving on. And I think that's kind of detrimental to a lot of people's psyche a little bit. I might be wrong, but from what I see, I think it could be detrimental to people's psyche, and people that serial date. A lot of these chicks that be serial dating, jumping from guy to guy, stuff like that. And even men too, like I said, even men too. But they need to look and see what the real underlying issue is, to where they can't just be satisfied. It's like a void that can't be filled. It's like a black hole that just can't be filled. No pun intended, once again. But it's like a void that can't be filled. And you know, serial daters kind of need to step back a little bit and be like, dang, what am I trying to fill here? It's kind of like a person who's addicted to narcotics, okay, who's popping pills and addicted to all type of substances. It's like, dang, what am I trying to fill? What's missing in my life? It's a deeper meaning to addiction. And this goes for serial daters too. Dating addicts. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just, oh, they're horny and they want to smash all the time, which that's uh something all in itself within the whole dating addiction. There's something within itself. But going from person to person and just kind of getting bored, that's a huge factor too. A lot of these chicks be getting bored of the dude and then jump to another dude, then get bored. It's like everything. People have the attention span of a damn goldfish nowadays. Everybody have the attention span of a goldfish. It's just like, oh, that person's boring. Time for another one. Time for the next thing. Time for the next fling. And that really messes people up too. Because the same chicks doing that whole serial dating thing is gonna happen right back to them. It's gonna happen right back to them, because that energy that they throw out, they're gonna get right back. They're gonna get right back. And a lot of these chicks that come on online or whatever, and then they're complaining about, oh, you know, these dudes don't be sticking around, and they ghosted me and stuff like that. Guess what? They were doing that too. They were most definitely doing that to some other poor guy, poor dude. The dude was taking her seriously, but she was like, "Oh, this is just another dude. It's just another fling, just another D." You know what I'm saying? It's just another D, just another dude. And she throws him to the wayside. And now she meets a guy, right? She meets a guy she's quote unquote dating, and she starts liking him. But since she's in that serial dating world, guess what? He's gonna be on the same type of time too. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I wasn't meaning to date you that for that long." Now she gets bitter, and then a cycle continues, and it's like a big cycle of all these people addicted to dating with no kind of purpose, no kind of end goal. And like I said, a lot of these guys that do red pill and stuff like that, they're just encouraging you guys to just aimlessly smash every chick you see. That's coming from something. It's not like, oh, you're this is how you become alpha. No, it's not. It's an underlying issue of, hey, I never really felt wanted. I was always getting rejected and ghosted and all that. Now I need to fill this hole up. I need to fill this void by smashing all these chicks, by doing all this superficial type of BS, all this superficial stuff, like getting, a blue check on your Instagram, and you need to make $100,000 a month, and all of this, or a year, whatever the hell they talking about, all this superficial stuff just to date around. And it's really not benefit for what? All of that stuff. So what? What's up, Lord Gaines? What's happening, man? But yeah, all of that stuff just for you to date multiple people. And you got men and women doing this crap. Then they're wondering why, dang, because these chicks that do this whole serial dating stuff, at the end of the day, when she's not on IG making videos about, oh, how she don't need dudes and she's replacing guys, and all that I'm a boss B type of stuff. When all that stuff, when she's not making that stuff, she turns off the camera. It's like, dang, it's only me and my thoughts and my demons. Real talk. Same thing with these dudes that claim they're alpha males. They call everybody else beta, right? Because everybody else is beta except for them. Everybody is beta. If you didn't smash at least 100 chicks, you're beta. All that other stuff. When that camera goes off, they're by themselves and their thoughts, and they're like, "Dang, what the hell? What did I really gain from smashing or dating all of these chicks? Or what did I gain from dating, quote unquote, is really call it smashing, from smashing all these guys? Nothing but some of my self-respect being taken away, you know what I'm saying? And serial dating, that's it's so glamorized and popularized in the Western world, or Western culture, I should say. It's so glamorized and popularized, and it's like mind-blowing because they won't tell you the side effects of it, right? They won't tell you the bad parts of it. It's kind of like if they had commercials for crack, or they were constantly glamorizing crack. Like, yeah, man, it's gonna get you sky. It's gonna make you feel great. I never smoked crack before, or meth or anything, but from them documentaries that I watch, then people say it's the best feeling they had in the world, right? They're like, it's the best. That was the, I remember watching this one documentary about a person who did meth and was a meth addict. They're like, man, now when I hit that pipe the first time, that was the best feeling in the world. You know, that was the best feeling in the world. And it's kind of like, imagine if there were commercials or in movies constantly showed people smoking meth and only showed the good parts, didn't show the bad part. It didn't show how you were gonna be out in the corner doing some questionable things for a rock, like Dave Chappelle. You know, if y'all remember Tyrone Biggums scratching his neck, doing questionable stuff for a rock. And they don't that's the stuff they don't tell you about serial dating. Like the detriments and the side effects of it. Cause it's something about it leaves you, you know, there's a depressed a depression factor in there somewhere. There's like a depression factor in there somewhere, especially for chicks, man. Because every time a chick throws her body at some dude, you know, it's natural. I don't know what it is in nature. You know, at God, Buddha, a lot, whoever, he made it that way to where, you know, no matter how much a chick claims she's liberated and blah blah blah, every time a random dude runs up in her when she's serial dating, she kind of loses a little bit of her own self-respect. And it's true. You know, it's true. And you could really kind of, to a lesser extent, men, you know, we don't really feel that as much, but that feeling of like a void of emptiness is there. Just like kind of like crackheads, you know, going back. I hate to keep using that analogy because it's a terrible analogy because I've never smoked crack, and I hope none of you guys ever smoked crack. But if you did, hey, look, no judgment. That's your business. D Weez, what's up? But it's kind of like, you know, crackheads. It's never enough, right? It's never enough. That one hit is never gonna be enough. It's gonna be like, it's called chasing the dragon. Gonna keep doing it over and over and over again. And you know, it's like, what is the end game? Especially, I I hate to keep bringing these dudes up, man, but especially with these alpha males, what's the end game of it all? You know, I wish one of them would explain it. I wish one of them would explain, like, what's the end goal of just dating a whole bunch of random chicks. And you know, I could tell you some of the reasons. It feels good, it's fun, it keeps life in, you know, it adds spontaneity to your life, it adds a little bit of spice to your life. I get it. Yeah, I get it. I agree. It does. But it's just like that constant chasing of a different person one after another. It's like it's there's no substance. There's no substance to it. You know, and a lot of these chicks, man, like I said, since this is a men's channel, uh a lot of these chicks, man, they're playing this serial dating game, and you know, they be using dudes like kind of like a game. It's like a game to them. Like, this dude is used for this. This guy is used for that. I use this guy for my diz appointments late at night. I use this guy for some food. And you know, they be taking it as a game. They think they're playing the dudes. You know, they think they're playing the dudes. And and they might be for the short amount of time, but when they get older, and then they done dated the whole damn block, they done dated the whole damn neighborhood. It's like, dang, they got nothing to show for it. Now they're older, and now they're not getting that attention that they want or that they used to get. They're not. They're not gonna get that same attention. You feel me? The same chick that was 23 years old, 24 years old, is not gonna get that same attention when she's like 30 something. And yeah, is there some fine older women? Of course there is. Of course. I've seen them, right? But for the most part, it remains the same. She's not gonna get the same type of, but she was dating around for all of her 20s and stuff like that. Now she done got older. Now it's like, dang, the same guys that were paying her attention in the past, not so much now, right? Not so much now. But yeah, man, just wanted to hop on this super quick live real quick. Thank y'all for joining me. Peace.